The evening rain swept across downtown Chicago in silvery sheets, blurring the glow of the city lights. Marcus Thompson hurried through the slick streets, one hand gripping his umbrella, the other holding tightly onto his 7-year-old daughter, Lily, at 13. Marcus had mastered the city's shortcuts, alleys, and side streets that shaved minutes off their walk home from Lily's dance class. Lily, in her bright yellow raincoat, skipped alongside him, her small voice bubbling with excitement as she described her recital routine. Marcus smiled, half listening, half wondering if there was enough food at home for dinner, or if he'd have to brave a grocery stop in the storm. As they turned into a narrow alley, Marcus noticed someone sitting against a brick wall, ahead a woman, soaked through, clutching her ankle. His instincts sharpened. Without thinking, he pulled Lily a little closer. As they neared, the scene became clearer. The woman wore a pale blue business suit, her blonde hair plastered to her face, her phone trembling in her hands. "Daddy," Lily whispered, "that lady looks hurt." Marcus hesitated. Every protective instinct told him to walk on. But then he saw the pain etched across the woman's face and knew this wasn't someone dangerous. This was someone in trouble. "Please," she said, her voice fragile. "Please don't hurt me. I think I broke my ankle." Marcus crouched down, keeping Lily safely behind him. "It's okay," he said softly. "We're here to help. My name's Marcus, and this is my daughter, Lily." The woman's panic eased a little. "I was walking to my car," she explained, wincing. "My heel caught in a grate. I fell in. I heard something snap." Marcus could already see the swelling. "All right," he said, steady and calm. "We'll get you help." He handed his phone to Lily. "Sweetheart, remember what we practiced? Call 911. Lily nodded with surprising seriousness, her small fingers moving quickly over the screen. Marcus slipped off his jacket and placed it under the woman's head so she wouldn't have to sit directly on the cold, wet pavement. "What's your name?" he asked gently. "Alexandra," she said, her voice trembling. "Alexandra Esterling." When Lily hung up, she said, "The lady on the phone said we did the right thing by stopping." Alexandra looked at Lily in quiet wonder. "You're very brave," she murmured. "Most people would have walked by." "Daddy says," Lily replied matter-of-factly, "that's when people need help the most, when no one else stops." As they waited for the ambulance, Marcus kept Alexandra talking to make sure she stayed alert. When he asked if she had anyone to call, she gave a bitter laugh. "I have employees and business contacts," she said softly, "but I'm not sure I have anyone who'd come just because I needed them." Marcus understood that loneliness. He'd been there himself once before. He built a small but real community around him and Lily. When the paramedics arrived, they thanked Marcus and Lily for staying with her. But before they left, Alexandra grabbed his hand. "Wait," she said, "I don't even know your last name. You could have walked away, but you didn't. Can I have your number? I want to thank you properly." Marcus hesitated. He didn't help for a reward, but something in her eyes told him this meant more than that. So he gave her his number. He didn't expect to hear from her again. But 3 days later, she called. "Marcus," she said, "my ankle's broken, but I'm healing. More importantly, thank you. You and Lily were the only ones who stopped. Security footage showed that 7 people passed me before you did." Her voice faltered. "That night, sitting there, I realized something. I've spent years building a company but not a life. Not the kind of life where anyone would stop for me." Over the next few months, something unexpected happened. Marcus and Alexandra became friends. She asked for his advice, not about business, but about parenting, about being present, about finding balance. In return, she helped Marcus find better opportunities, not out of charity, but by opening doors he'd never had access to. Soon, Marcus was managing community programs that helped single parents like him. Meanwhile, Alexandra began repairing her relationship with her own daughter, Sophia. She started leaving work early, showing up for school events, and learning that presence mattered more than perfection. 2 years later, at a community event hosted by Sterling technologists, Marcus and Lily watched from the crowd as Alexandra stood on stage with Sophia beside her. "This program," she said, "was inspired by a single father and his little girl who stopped for a stranger in the rain. They taught me that true success isn't about wealth or status, it's about compassion. Because when we show up for each other, that's when we truly grow." She looked directly at Marcus in the audience. "Thank you for reminding me that real strength is measured in kindness and that the richest people are those surrounded by love." That rainy night had changed all of their lives. The CEO who once thought power meant independence had learned that vulnerability connects us all. And the single father who simply stopped to help had taught his daughter and countless others that kindness matters most when it's least convenient. Thank you for listening to this story, shared with you by Whispers of Kindness, where every story reminds us that compassion still shines brightest in the darkest moments. If this tale touched your heart, please like, share, and subscribe to Whispers of Kindness for more stories that celebrate empathy, courage, and the quiet power of doing good. Because here, we believe every act of kindness echoes far beyond what we can see.